At Business Events Sydney, we understand people who have ideas and passion and who unite for a common goal, cause or interest can change the world. We are privileged to call some of the world's most influential and inspiring leaders our friends. They share a passion for our country and want to tell the world about it. Together, they are shaping our future and helping Sydney and New South Wales to shine on the global stage as one of the world's favourite places to meet.
I'm a great believer in meeting face to face. When I work at the United Nations in Geneva on the United Nations Committee on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, we 18 members from around the world meet in the one room and we discuss, we eat, we learn how one another ticks. I'm an immigrant to Sydney of over 20 years now, and in many ways it's a city of immigrants. It's a city where high achievers come because often the centres of research and finance are here. It's a city in which people want to have a go and want to do things. And it's that spirit, I think, which is at the centre of our great city.
Officially launched in 2009, the Ambassador Program further tapped into the Bureau's existing networks, permitting access to the insights of global industry leaders spanning the fields of medical research, technology, arts and culture, engineering, business and science.
The World Conference for Lung Cancer was a huge success here in Sydney. Many of us here in Sydney, and actually more generally in Australia, have made all sorts of contacts with people from around the world, and that's led to research studies and research collaborations that just simply wouldn't have existed had the conference not taken place. Being an ambassador means to me the ability to give back a little bit, to provide guidance, to show other people what I've been able to achieve and what in fact all the ambassadors have been able to achieve. Of all the things I've done in my career, I think the thing that's had the biggest impact on people's lives has been the idea, the development, vision and ultimately the construction and opening of Chris O'Brien Lifehouse. And hopefully we're transforming the way cancer is treated in Australia.
Business Events Sydney international ambassadors live and work in some of the world's other great cities, and yet are delighted to champion Sydney, its people and places.
Well, I'm absolutely honoured to have been invited to be a Business Events Sydney ambassador. I'm looking forward to being able to tell the story of the great success that Rotary International had for its 105th convention that we had in Sydney 1 to 4 June of 2014. We want others to know that if they book their meeting in Sydney, they're going to have tremendous cooperation from every facet of Sydney, of New South Wales, and of Australia to make their meeting a tremendous success. I hope the legacy of our convention in Sydney is the awareness we brought to polio eradication to do that final push, because there's a lot of opportunity to do good in our world, and that's what Rotary is all about.
In May 2012, the program was reinforced with support from the then New South Wales Deputy Premier Andrew Stoner, who became the program's inaugural patron and championed its value to broader economic development goals, including it in the New South Wales Government's Economic Development Framework.
The Australian economy is in a state of transition. We're moving from traditional manufacturing to more advanced technologies and advanced manufacturing, and this needs innovation. Sydney has this in large measure. We have a number of support programs from the state government as well as the federal government. We have people with the necessary skills, a highly educated workforce, and we also have a very multicultural workforce. The diversity of intellect brings different perspectives to the task, to the solutions that we create, which are inevitably innovative. I consider living in Sydney an enormous privilege. I think I'm very lucky. And to be able to serve Sydney through the Business Events Sydney Ambassador Program is a tremendous opportunity to talk about Sydney and its wonderful features and the facilities it has for very successful events.
Recognising the success of the Ambassador Program, Business Events Sydney soon introduced the Future Leaders Program, with the aim of engaging the next generation bid leaders and exposing these professionals to the opportunities associated with business events earlier in their career progression.
My research focuses on using the tools of synthetic organic chemistry to solve problems in biology and medicine. Being a Business Events Sydney Future Leader provides a fantastic opportunity for me to interact with bright and dynamic individuals that are leaders in their field. Tuberculosis is responsible for around 2 million deaths every year. That's about one person every 20 seconds. Malaria is responsible for around 1 million deaths every year. And what I hope is that, by the end of my career, or maybe even sooner, is that we can develop a new therapy that can help improve lives or save lives and will be beneficial for people throughout the world.
Business events offer social and economic legacies to institutions, industries, economies and the wider Australian community, much more than tourism dollars alone. Ambassadors and future leaders play a key role in communicating these benefits to their broad networks of industry leaders, policymakers and global influencers. Our ambassadors and future leaders promote Sydney, identify bid leaders, open doors and communicate the benefits of leading a bid to host an event in Australia's global city. Business Events Sydney draws on the individual strengths of each ambassador and is fortunate and honoured to have such esteemed individuals supporting the Bureau, both locally and globally.